How's it going? I'm Eric from Cardboard Robot, and today we're going to put together your Helm of Brilliance DIY headlamp. What we're going to do is we're going to build us a simple circuit, a direct current circuit. Direct current means there's a battery involved and the electricity is just going to go one way around through the circuit. As opposed to alternating current, which is what comes out of a wall socket, and we're not going to deal with that today. But direct current, you want to make a circle. You want to make a path for the electricity to go through. And so in order to do that, we have a couple of things. We have a couple of wires. We have the bulb that we're going to get to light up. We have the barrel connector, which is how we're going to get the electricity from the battery onto the circuit. And we have a resistor, and we'll talk about what that does. What we're going to use is called a breadboard. And a breadboard is something that you can use to test out and see if a circuit that you've come up with is going to work, because you can just plug wires in and you don't have to solder, and that's a nice thing. But we're going to use that as our main place that we're going to build our circuit. The thing to know about a breadboard is that the individual rows are places that are connected with metal underneath. And so if I plug something in to this spot and I plug something into this spot, then those are essentially connected as if they were a wire. So the first thing we're going to do is connect our barrel connector, which is how we're going to connect our battery, how we're going to connect our power to the board. And you can look on, there is a diagram that comes with your Helm of Brilliance, and that will tell you exactly what holes to put this in. But you just want to press it down in there and it'll stay, just like that. Take one wire and we're going to put that into the same row as the positive part of the circuit that comes from the battery, and we're going to then move that battery, or move that wire connection over there to that side, and then we're going to hook up our resistor. The resistor is an important part of this circuit, because if you hook up just an LED bulb to a battery directly, it's going to be too much electricity going through it, and it's going to burn it out, and that's bad, and you don't want to do that. A resistor does just what it suggests. It resists electricity going through it, and you can get them in all kinds of different resistance levels. They're measured in ohms. This one is a 330 ohm resistor. You don't really need to know how to figure that out just yet, but you know you do need to use this one. So we're going to hook that to the same row as the wire we just hooked up on the positive side, and you can bend this around and hook it up to another row in the middle, and that's going to be the row that we hook our LED bulb up to. Now we're going to turn to the negative side of the current. We're going to hook that up to the appropriate part on the barrel jack, and then we're going to hook that onto a row near the middle on that side. So now we have part of our circuit put together, and we're ready to install our LED bulb. All of the things that we've installed so far, the wires and the resistor, it doesn't matter which way electricity is going through those. They can be on the positive side or the negative side, it doesn't matter. The LED, it does matter. LED stands for light emitting diode, and a diode can only have electricity flowing one way through it. And so you'll notice that one leg of the LED is longer than the other one. The long leg goes on the positive side, the short leg goes on the negative side. So we're going to plug these in to the appropriate spot. The long leg is going to go where on the same row as the resistor, and the short leg is going to go on the same row as the negative wire. And so that's what our circuit is going to look like. And with any luck, when we plug in our battery, we've put a 9-volt battery into our case. That comes separately with the pack. We're going to plug it in there. We're going to hit the switch, and we're going to see if it lights up. So we have a circuit that is complete. So it goes in here from the battery, around the wire, through the resistor, gives it just enough electricity to light that thing up, and then goes through the negative side and back. Okay, from there, we're going to turn our power supply off. We're going to unplug it, and now we need to get it into, we're going to call this the lens part. These are two 3D printed pieces. This one's going to hold the battery, and this one is going to hold your circuit, and we'll have the bulb in there. But we need to take the bulb out in order to get the circuit in there just to fit it. So we take the bulb out, and what you're going to want to do is mark with a Sharpie the appropriate spot on the breadboard where the positive and negative leg of the LED connect, because that's going to help us put it into here. But what we're going to need to do with our lens first is we're going to need to put a reflective surface on the inside of the lens, and that's why you have a little piece of tin foil in there. The key with doing this is you're gonna make like an ice cream cone shape out of that tin foil, and you're gonna put it right down in there and kind of fold that around the edges. Now you're gonna have too much, so we're gonna cut some off, and that's okay. So just kind of give a rough cut around. The nice part about tin foil is that it's bendable, and we can put it right where we want it. So we're gonna just get that in there, bend it around the sides, and then we'll have a bit of a cone sticking down in, and we're just gonna nip that off. And now we have a reflective coating on the inside of our lens, and that will help focus our headlamp. So that's what it looks like. Now we'll take our circuit that we made, and we're going to peel off. The back has an adhesive pad on it. We're going to peel that off. So now that's sticky. We don't want to touch it to anything. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to flatten down all of the pieces that we've used to put in there, the wires and the resistors. Flatten those down so we can slide it in there. We're going to slide it right in to the point where we can see the two marks we made with our Sharpie, and just want to get it in there without sticking it first, and it should fit just like that. And then you can see through the hole, you can see the two spots where your LED is supposed to go. Remember, long side is positive, short side is negative. So find those two holes that we marked, and we put them in there. We tighten down our tin foil, we plug it back in, and it turns on. Now take your battery case, and you'll notice that the battery pack slides ever so nicely right in there and leaves you a little spot for the switch. And so these two parts will hook onto your cardboard headband, and it'll look just like this. I have previously sized this headband to my gigantic head, and it fits just like that. When you're sizing the band, make sure that you put the two blue parts on there, the two 3D printed parts, just so you get the sizing right. That's what it's going to look like. From there, you can decorate this thing and make all kinds of weird stuff, make all kinds of weird helmets, and stay up past bedtime reading. But don't tell anybody I said that. This is Eric from Cardboard Robot. Thanks for buying our stuff, and have fun with it, and send us a picture when you're done. Thanks! Bye-bye.